I'm just gonna say this right now. This is probably the best Harden ever. Yo guys, what is good? Zach Rogge back at it again, and today we have another episode of Toilet Reviews, the series where I put a shoe on a toilet that I review for you guys out there. So for today's episode, we have these guys, the ADIDAS Harden Volume 7, so let's get right into it. Starting things off with the materials, we have three different types here. So what we have going on is a suede at the back part of the shoe, and then on the toe area, we have a synthetic patent leather, and then finally on the mid panels of the shoe, we have a textile material. So you'll notice the mid panels of the shoe sort of have like a puffer jacket look, and that's because they actually were inspired by a puffer jacket, which I think is pretty damn cool. So after doing a little bit of homework, I did find out two things about this shoe. So the first one being that depending on what colorway you get will depend on what materials will be on the shoe, and I love when brands do that. Kind of gives the shoe more variety. So I want to see what colorways will have what type of materials. Maybe we'll find one colorway with the optimal set of materials for hooping in. Who knows? But I do want to note that I really want that purple pair that he debuted at the Rico Hines runs, I think, back in the summertime. That shoe is so fire. Like, the colorway is so nice, and it just reminds me of the D Rose 3's Nightmare Before Christmas colorway. That is an all-time classic Adidas that I love to death. But the second thing that I found out after doing some homework is that this shoe was actually directly inspired by James Harden's passion for fashion, and that would probably explain the funky and unique design that this shoe has, because I'm not gonna lie to you guys, James Harden has some questionable fashion choices sometimes, and you know, I'm not hating James, but sometimes some of the things you wear, you know, personally, I just wouldn't wear it. But you do you, man. You do you. Now, going back into the design of the shoe, when I meant what it was interesting was because we have a sock-like inner booty right here. So this is actually completely detached from the rest of the shoe, and the inner booty actually is a bit annoying because it makes it really hard to put your foot inside of the shoe. I've been having problems recently, but you get used to it, honestly, and you find a way around it. But it does come with this little pull tab, which makes your life a little bit easier. But, you know, I kind of wish you had put a pull tab right in the front here as well. That would have made this a whole lot better, but it is what it is. But my initial concern when I first played in these were that how would the lockdown support be? Like, would this shoe support my ankles? But thankfully, these two midfoot panels right here, once you lace them up, it really does a good job of hugging your foot together and keeping it nice and contained into the shoe, which I love. And there are some more features on the shoe that really add to the support and lockdown, which I'll get into later on in the video. But I do want to note the branding on this shoe is really minimal. Like, the only branding we have is this ADIDAS Harden logo on the pull tab right here, which is very small, mind you, and black as well as the pull tab, so it's kind of hard to see. And then we have the three stripes at the back of the shoe here, which I love. A callback to some OG Adidas models like the D Rose stuff. Like, man, I love this feature so damn much, because it's like when people don't know what brand of shoes you're wearing, all you gotta do is break their ankles, blow by them, and all they'll see on the back of your shoes are these three stripes right there. That is so cool. So great marketing by Adidas to put the branding right there. But let's get into the cushioning real quick. For the cushioning on this shoe, we have boost in the heel and light strike in the forefoot, and it feels pretty good on foot. This is my first time trying light strike on, and I didn't have any problems with it. The boost in the heel feels great, and the cage on it is dope because it has cutouts for the boost to expand. Being that this is the first Adidas basketball shoe that I played in since the D Rose 5, which was actually the first Adidas basketball shoe to feature boost in them. If I'm not mistaken, someone correct me in the comments down below if I'm wrong. I like how the ADIDAS Harden Volume 7 has shown the improvement from the D Rose 5 until now, because the boost on the ADIDAS Harden Volume 7s feels great. But I just wish Adidas would do something about these cheap insoles that they use in their shoes. I mean, come on guys. I know you can do much better than that, but let's move along to the midsole real quick. The way the midsole is shaped with how it curves upwards and cups your foot will really do a good job of containing your foot on lateral movements, and we do have this X-shaped shank plate, which adds to the stability and gives you more spring in your step as well. Now this shoe has a wide base, and I think it's great because it will give you more stability and support. Also, look at this traction pattern, guys, and tell me that doesn't look hella grippy. We got a multi-directional spiral pattern with herringbone pod. Like, I played in these once already and the floor was extremely dusty, but these things had no problems at all gripping to the floors, and I love that, guys. I haven't really heard many good things about Adidas traction setups in recent history at least, so it was really nice to see that this shoe had great traction so far. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments down below, and let me know what you think about this shoe in general. Do you think it's an ugly shoe? Do you think it's a nice shoe? Sound off in the comments down below. I love hearing from you guys. But we're at that point in the video, guys. It's time for hashtag Zacharagi. What you rocking? So for today's video, I'm gonna be wearing my Converse right here. Man, you can't go wrong with a pair of Converse, guys. Like, these things are just classics. But that's it for today, guys. I'm signing out. Peace.